The Secret Service has been investigating since the drug cocaine was found in the White House on July 2nd, but there was no surveillance video footage. Jean-Pierre addressed this. Let's watch that.
DOJ again is reviewing the injunction, and they're going to look into, evaluate our options. So just not going to get ahead of that, and so I'll just leave that from here. Okay.
Will any White House staffers be undergoing drug testing as part of this investigation?
So as you know, again, this is under the purview of the Secret Service, but a couple of things that I would add is that White House is subject to rigorous guidelines that include drug testing. And so we will take any action that is appropriate and warranted pending the outcome of the Secret Service. Just not going to get into hypotheticals from here, but this is something that when it comes to drug testing, certainly we take that very seriously. And so there are indeed rigorous guidelines here at the White House.
This entrance where it was found is the West Exec entrance into the West Wing, which is not one that is used for more ceremonial events. It's really where senior staff who have blue badges that allow them access to the West Wing go in. You have to be escorted in if you're a guest by somebody who has a badge to go in. It's literally 10 steps from the Situation Room, but just so you get a sense of like where it is in the building. The VP, Vice President Harris, walks in that entrance every day because her motorcade drops her off there. Yeah. It's foot traffic of senior staff, and every person...
But visitors, too, and there are a lot of little cubbies, because I've been in there.
Visitors, but you have to be escorted by senior staff.
Yeah.
You have to be invited.
You have to be invited, have gone through the WAVES program, and be escorted by someone. But I think it's interesting because everyone who works on the White House campus has to get a drug test before they're ever eligible to work there, and you're subject to random screening. People in those positions cannot be doing drugs. Our adversaries could exploit it. It's not a small deal.
So
I don't think they're going to get to the bottom of it.
Well, that's the thing. It's like Cocaine Gate. We don't know who did this. That's somebody like that, and you've got to put your phone there. You've got to put your bags there. You got to put stuff there. And so somebody just,
who brings their cocaine to the White House?
They left their stash.
Let's show the clip of Republican Representative Nancy Mace on this topic.
Of House Oversight Reform Committee. Nice to see you, ma'am. Thank you very much. All right. Do you believe that the Secret Service hasn't solved because they don't want to because of political pressure, or they actually still can't figure it out 9 days in? And I don't know which is worse.
I can't make heads or tails of it. I mean, this is the most secure building in the nation, maybe even the world. We have the best law enforcement, Secret Service, law enforcement agents in the nation, probably in the world as well, and they can't find the cocaine caper. I mean, with all the cameras and the security you got to go through, I just can't believe this.
Everything you have to do to be in that part of the White House. I wonder why it seemed to be a blind spot for a security camera. We can't go to a Broadway show. We can't fly without taking our shoes off. You have this very private part of the White House, and they don't have cameras on the cubbyholes.
I'm surprised they don't have cameras because they do have people
January 6th, when we talk about the security problems they had, the breaches, the warnings, and then you look at the classified documents. Again, people on both parties having them. There's some stuff that needs to be tightened up ASAP. Well, you'd know who was in that lot.
On the Hunter Biden of it, because of course it became memes and everyone's like, of course it's Hunter's. I don't think there's any evidence the Biden family wasn't there. Security clearances, you're not even eligible for a top secret clearance if you've done drugs in the last 10 years.